stamped her feet. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go, away we go, away we go. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
It's time for Wakilisha, where we feature different kids' talents. Each and every one of us has that one thing that we're good at. I'm good at swimming. What are you good at?
Way my way, away my way, oh way, away my way, away my way, away my way.
Away my way, 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 away my way. Away my way, 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 away my Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. With mama way, mama way. My way. Gonna kill me not die. Ulinipenda hata kama nisifai. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Ukona kill me not die. Ulinipenda hata kama nisifai. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. El Shaddai, ukona kile minadai. Ulinipenda hata kama misifai. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Ukona kile minadai. Ulinipenda hata kama misifai. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai.
It's time for Vibe Corner, where we have opinion, question, tongue twisters, and riddles. But let's get your opinion on this.
Computers might replace teachers because of the technology and the upgrades in a few years or so.
Computers cannot replace teachers because I love my teachers and they teach me so well. Computers will not replace teachers because teachers are the best.
Teachers cannot be replaced by the computers because teachers are more important. If the computer dies, no one will teach you. The teachers will always be there to teach you.
Teachers they care for you, they help you, and they help you with everything you need.
Let's get our tongues twisted for a moment with this tongue twister.
This is the sushi chef. This is the sushi chef. So this is the sushi chef. So this is the sushi chef.
So this is the sushi chef. So this is the sushi chef.
So this is the sushi chef.
So this is the sushi chef. So this is the sushi chef. So this is the sushi chef.
Let's jog our minds for a moment with this riddle.
My answer is a sponge because once you give it water, it expands, it grows bigger.
I think it's a cat because if you don't feed it, it will die. I think it's myself because if I drink water, I get bigger.
I think it's a sponge because if you put water on the sponge, it gets bigger. And if you put food on the sponge, it does nothing.
The answer to the riddle is at the bottom of your screen. Did you get it right? If you did, hooray! If you didn't, don't worry. We'll have another awesome riddle next Saturday. Let's learn something simple and awesome on phonology with Mwalimu Njogu.
Hello everyone, my name is Mwalimu Njogu and it's time for phonology, and today we're going to engrave coins using shading technique. And we're going to use a pencil. You can also use charcoal if you want. If you don't have a pencil, you can also use charcoal. So to do that, we just need a pencil or charcoal if you like it, some coins, and an A4 white papers. So we're good to put our coins at the bottom, at the back side, at the bottom there. You can have one with the tails, the other one with the heads. So there. So remember, our coins are very beautiful. Like they display, some of them display our wild animals. Like for example, the one for a 5-shilling coin has a rhino, the head of a rhino. So we are proud of them because they bring us tourists to our country. So we're going to just slant your pencil, then you shade it gently there. You can see there is something that is forming on the paper. There you go. So that's the first one. So we have the next one here. Again, slant your pencil or whatever you're using. If it's charcoal, do the same thing in a slanting manner. Just do it gently there. So we have, you can see what is happening. We have 10 shillings here, 10 shilling coin here. It's well engraved on the paper. So you're going to turn it so that we can get the other part. So the other part can come there. So the head, so there. Then again, simple, very simple. Just slant your pencil and then shade, just shade. You shade gently very gently. There we go. So we have that done. So let's go to there. We turn the other one, the five shilling coin. Okay, just put it closer to the other one so that at least you're able to relate with it. Then repeat the same thing, just shade. So there you go, boys and girls. You can see that we have the images of 5 shilling coins and 10 shilling coins. So engraved on the paper. Just we're using very simple method, shading, using a pencil. You can also use charcoal. So if your teacher tells you to come with the coins, you can do this. You can engrave them on a white paper like this one, and then you go with them for the purposes of learning at school. And maybe you don't have enough coins at home, you can use this method just to make sure that you have an image. So you don't have to print money. You can engrave them here and you go and take it to your teacher. So boys and girls, I hope you've been following all the steps. Try making yours at home and remember to share whatever you make to our social media platforms. Till next time, bye.
We clapped our hands and stomped our feet. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go, away we go, away we go. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
It's time for my hero. Who is that one person that inspires you to think about your career? My hero is my producer because she's always there for me. Who is your hero?
I am Miss Magdalene Komboka. I am the music teacher at Broadcast International School, Lavington. I take them through music on a daily basis, teaching both instrumentals, the theory, and voice as well. And then having fun with the students. It's about music, yeah? It's never that serious. Come in, I have some students who would want particular trainings on particular instruments. So I can have them for the morning before classes begin. And then during class, we have our normal lessons. Sometimes it consists of the theory about music. Sometimes we are doing the practicals, but I make sure to combine both practicals and theory because music is more practical, yeah? So it doesn't make sense if you're just there doing the theory all the time. I do that for my lessons. I teach from down prep school to the upper grades. Oh, I have been a music teacher ever since I knew I could do music. To see that I have nurtured great talents here, when I see a student of mine perform confidently, more so those little children, I see them do nice keyboards, I see them play, you know, those instruments nicely. I feel like, yes, I want to do this and I want to make her great, him or her great. Well, I was training the canon in D piece and it came out so perfectly. I felt like, yes, I have done that. And then in conducting, I have conducted choirs that have gone to bigger platforms. And I was like, yeah, challenges as a music teacher is one. You get a student who is really interested in a particular instrument, but they don't have the skill, they don't have the music ear, so you have to give in extra to get the music ear. You know, with music, there is something called pulse. You have to get your pulse to get a nice consistency. Without that, you have lost the music structure. So you can find students who don't have the music ear, so it becomes so hard to like train them, but they have the interest and you can't tell them, oh no, that isn't for you. You have to nurture that as well because it begins with the interest. Keep that dream burning and pursue it. With music, it is a daily practice. If you want to achieve something, you have to go for it. So you can't keep procrastinating that I want to be this and you're not doing it. So practices will get you to where you want to be. but do not kill that shine.
Sit back, relax, and listen because we're about to read a story on Story Time.
Hello boys and girls, my name is Mwalimu Njogu and it's story time. And today I'm going to read you a story by the title, My Best Gift. Are you ready for the story? Very good. So I want you to listen so that you can answer the questions at the end. Anne and Tashi were best friends. Anne was rich, but Tashi was poor. On Anne's birthday, Tashi was invited. Anne celebrated her birthday in a grand manner. Tashi did not know what to wear or what to gift. She ironed a pink frock that her mother had stitched for her on her birthday. That was the best she had. Are we together? So I'll continue. The dress had beautiful yellow, purple, and orange flowers embroidered along the hemline. She made a card and took a rose from her garden. Anne was waiting for Tashi at the gate. She shyly gave Anne the humble gift. Anne said to Tashi, "Everyone gave me a lot of expensive gifts, but no one thought of giving me something they had made with their own hands. Only my best friend thought of giving me handmade gifts. You gave me my best gift. I'm so lucky to have a friend like you." That's the end of the story. Are you ready for the questions? Very good. Who can tell me the title of the story?
The title of the story is My Best Gift.
Yeah, very good. Who can tell me the two friends mentioned in the story?
The two friends mentioned in the story are Anne and Tashi.
Beautiful, excellent, very good. Those are the two friends mentioned in the story. Now, who can tell me the color of Tashi's dress? Yes?
Yellow.
Yellow. It had yellow flowers. Very good. It had yellow flowers. But what was the main color? The color of the dress?
The color of the dress was color pink.
Yeah, it was a pink dress. Very good. Now, are you ready for the next one? Very good. Tashi's dress had flowers. Do you remember that? It had flowers. What was the color of the flowers? Yes?
It was purple.
We had a purple flower there. Very good. Yes.
It had the yellow color.
It had yellow. Very good. It had yellow flowers. And the last one?
It had the orange color.
Very good. So that's the end of the story. And I hope, boys and girls, you've learned that friendship has got no boundaries, whether you're poor or rich. Till next time, bye.
Time to get to the kitchen and learn a simple recipe. Time for my favorite segment, time to eat. Well, here is Kitchen Corner.
Good morning and welcome to Kitchen Corner. It's yet another beautiful Saturday that we get to cook together, and today we are making noodles and sausage. So on our counter today we have some noodles, we have some tomatoes, we have some dhania or coriander, we have some onion, we have some carrot, we have some tomato paste, if you can just see there. We have some ginger and garlic, some salt, some soy sauce, and of course our sausages. So the first step is going to be frying our sausages. We want to cook them down, then we make a sauce. Then now we finally cook our noodles and put them into the sauce. So let's start with step one, which is cooking down our sausages. So as we fry our sausages, we're going to be boiling our noodles as well, just so that we get this meal made faster. It's a nice hack in the kitchen to multitask. So, twende tupike. So step one is going to be frying our sausages. So again, we turn on our cooker. Remember to always seek assistance from an adult when handling fire. We're going to then pour in some of our oil. Another way to make your sausages is in the air fryer. However, I do not have one. Let's grab our sausages. Swirl your oil around so that the entire pan has some. Then you're just going to place your sausages in. And initially your flame will be on high heat, but as your sausages cook, you shall reduce the heat to low so that also they cook in the inside. Even done. So we can turn our heat back to low and turn our sausages. You can see shamba kuiva chini. So also be very careful as you turn your sausages. As you can see, my oil is jumping all over the place. Be very careful to not have any oil injuries, oil-induced injuries. Ooh. So our heat is back to low so that our sausages cook all the way in. And if there's too much bubbling oil, we can always cover our pan. So as you keep cooking your sausages, remember it's under low heat. You're just going to move them around. Just make sure the entire surface is well cooked. And then again, as I said, you can always cover if your oil is bubbly a lot, yeah, so just cover that. So even as these get ready, our hot water is ready as well. So we're going to also start making our noodles. Just turn that on, and then we're going to grab our water. This is hot water. So for our noodles, we want to boil them just until almost done. You don't want to cook them all the way through because they'll finish cooking in this sauce. So we add in our first batch of noodles and our second batch of noodles. Always remember to add these ones as well. And you can just move these around so that the water also comes into contact with all your noodles. Ooh. Just check up on these noodles, seeing if they're getting a bit softer. The bottom one become shahiva, so you just want to substitute the two. So kids, as you use the kitchen, kindly remember to be very careful, dealing with knives, dealing with fire, dealing with electronic components as well. You want to really be careful not to hurt yourself because these things are very useful to us. However, they could also be very damaging. So always remember to have adult supervision at all times while in the kitchen. And you'll be safe, and it'll be a lot of fun making all these nice, delicious food. So it's about time to drain our noodles. They are ready. I usually use a colander. This is a colander. It's basically a large sieve, basically. So you want to handle this with a lot of care. Since my pan does not have any handles, I will use this to let's first turn it off. Then I'll use this at the kitchen sink to drain it. I'll be back. So our sausages are now ready. We will just turn this off and then we will transfer them to a plate or back to actually the place they were, right here. And just move them in here. And then we'll also use this very pan to make our sauce. So just take your sausages out one by one. Be very careful, they're still really hot. And always remember, if you're like me and get tempted to taste one sausage, just remember to cook extra. Oh, no worries, because this will be cut down anyway. Okay. Sausages are ready. Now it's time to make our sauce. Okay, so again, same pan that made our sausages, which means you may need a bigger, like mine's a bit deeper, so you may need to cook in a deeper pan. We're gonna throw in our onions. So I used white onions, but you could definitely use red onions. It's just really a matter of preference. You want to cook these down until they start becoming fragrant. So once your onions are softened and a bit fragrant, you're gonna add in our ginger and garlic. You could also use ginger and garlic powder as well, but the fresh ones are really ideal. So let's just throw those in. Again, remember to move it around a bit so that they don't burn or get stuck to the pan. You really want them to cook through, not to char or burn. So once your ginger and garlic is fragrant, we're gonna go in with our tomato paste. I used 1 tablespoon. Tomato paste really just adds more body to the tomatoes because tomatoes are really expensive, so it's a great way to add some body to the sauce without spending too much money on tomatoes. So we're gonna cook that down first. We'll still use tomatoes later on. Just want to bring that in. And then finally we add in our tomatoes. So depending on how many tomatoes you use, we'll let this cook down for a bit. We might need some water as well, just to loosen out the sauce and help the tomatoes break down. So I'll just grab a little bit of water. Just so that we can actually cover and let this cook down. And as we let this cook down, we are going to be cutting our sausages. So as we wait for our sauce to get ready and break down, we're going to be chopping our sausages up. You want to have them in bite-sized pieces. So just as long as it fits in your mouth, you can just approximate and see how much that will be. Remember to taste one, just to make sure imeiva. And then once we are done cutting these, we'll add them into the sauce so the flavor can really get into the sausages as well. Yes. Again, be careful while handling sharp objects within the kitchen. You'd like to ask for assistance, especially if you're using a sharp knife. You don't want to hurt yourself while cooking. Again, the sausages may be hot, so also take care regarding that. You may need to wait for them to cool down completely before chopping into them. So our sausages are done. We are going to first add some salt and soy sauce to this sauce before adding in our sausages. So let's do that. Remember also when using soy sauce to under season, because soy sauce has a lot of salt as well, so you don't want to overpower your guests with too much salt. So Throw in less salt than you usually do when you're making anything with soy sauce, because soy sauce itself is pretty salty as well. Okay, we're gonna just cook this down. So stir this around just to incorporate everything. Once you're satisfied with how your sauce looks, I usually like mine with a little bit of, with a few tomatoes a bit intact. I don't like it like super smooth, but you could definitely let this cook down. Another option would be to use a blender if you really like a fine runny sauce, but I usually like mine like this. So I'm gonna add in my sausages. Just stir these in. Another thing is to make sure your sauce is loose enough so that once you add in your noodles, every noodle can get covered. It might be, you don't want your sauce too thin that it's watery, but you also don't want it too thick that it doesn't adhere to anything. So you really want to look for that perfect balance between thick and thin. You really don't want it on either extreme. Okay, so I'm gonna turn down the heat and add in some carrots. Carrots are just there to bring in a bit of sweetness. You could also use a bit of sugar. Don't really overdo it though. You can use brown sugar, you can use regular white sugar. It's really up to you, but don't overdo it because we're not making dessert, we're making something savory, we're making something salty, so you don't really want to overdo the sweet element of it. So once your sauce is ready, you want to go grab your noodles. We had ours drained, as you can see. We'll throw them back in here. If your noodles are still really hot, remember you could always use a serving spoon just to grab them out of there, but mine are already hot, they've cooled a bit. So now it's time to mix in everything. And if you find that your sauce is too thick, you could probably add in a bit of water just to make sure you can mix in your noodles properly. So I'm gonna just mix this in. So even as we mix this in, remember we still have our dania. We can add this to the pan. It's on low heat right now. You could just garnish it so that it could cook down together with the rest of the noodles. Sauce noodles, like you don't want one patch of noodles that's not sauced out, because it will actually look really strange in the final product. So you want to look for something like this. So once you're satisfied with how much you've mixed, I think it's about time to plate and serve. So we're going to turn down our heat and let this rest for around 3 to 5 minutes, just so that it can cool down as well as the flavors getting to know each other. But this is generally how you make a very simple So it's time to taste. We're going to serve with a spoon. I forget the name of this spoon, but you need to serve with a spoon like this so that you can be able to get all your noodles in. So time to indulge. So it really gives off the fresh dania. Really gives a bit of character to the smell, as well as those tomatoes and the tomato paste. So just might get a bit messy, don't worry. Serve also a bit of your sausage, don't forget. Add your sausage in. And yes, this is how your meal should look like plated. So now we're going to taste and see how we've done. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really tasty. So a bit of sausage, a bit of noodles, just so that you could get the full experience all at once. And bon appetit! Really tastes nice. The sauce adhering to the noodles means that the noodles are seasoned, because you remember all we did was boil them. So if the sauce didn't adhere to the noodles, they would taste a bit flat. So it really tastes nice. I hope you get to try it as well. See you guys next time. Bye.
Wow, that was delicious. Make sure you try it at home with your parents, siblings, and guardians. And always remember to be careful in the kitchen. We have come to the end of the show today. I hope you've learned and had so much fun. Let's do this next Saturday. Same place, same time. Till then, take care. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
We clapped our hands and stomped our feet. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. A rig-a-jig-jig and away we go, away we go, away.